Okay guys, today's lesson is on the rise of Hitler. And we're going to start in 1933. So I have the map of Europe, I have the timeline on the bottom. Every dot is going to be a key event. So we're going to start in 1933 in January. Hitler becomes chancellor. And I'm just going to abbreviate chancellor there, guys. All right, in April, Jews can no longer work in the civil service. They can no longer have a government job. That is stripped from them, that right, that ability. In May, which has been much more popular in recent movies and years, is the famous book burnings start, where they ask Germans to come out, go to the libraries, go to the bookstores, and there's a list of authors they want destroyed, authors that are Jewish, authors that are critical of Germany in the First World War, and they have them bring the books down to these public squares and just burn them. Later in 1933, Germany quits the League of Nations. Remember, the League of Nations is supposed to prevent all future wars, talking about our problems before they start fighting. The League of Nations is gonna have zero power. They don't have a military force to back up those decisions. So, and then at the end of 33, Dachau opens, which is gonna be a concentration camp. In 1935, Germany says it will no longer honor the Treaty of Versailles. It says it's an unjust treaty, unjustly hurt the German people and German nation, so they're no longer going to honor the treaty, and that's in early 35. Then we have later a French-Soviet Union alliance, which is a public alliance. And then in September, we have what are called the Nuremberg Laws, which are going to have these big posters that are put out, and they're going to show, going back through a person's heritage, what Jewish lineage could look like. And the goal of the Nuremberg Laws is to figure out what percentage of Jew a person is, and then also declare what percentage is too much Jewish, and stripping you of rights. In 1936, Germany is going to sign an alliance with Italy, and this is going to start the formation of the Axis powers. And then the first time they're going to take land is in the end of 36. Germany is going to re-enter the Rhineland. And right here, this is the Rhineland. It borders Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and France. And the reason Germany's not supposed to be in there with their military is they want a buffer zone between these countries. But also, some of the major factories and natural resources that are found in this region are being taken by these countries as war reparations. And Hitler says no. He sends his troops in there. And this is a tense moment, because if Britain and France, who have soldiers in this area, decide to fight back because it's breaking the Treaty of Versailles, that could really limit Hitler's expansion, but they don't do anything. Early 1938, let me switch back to the right color. Pogroms begin. And then Anschluss is later. That's spelled Anschluss, and that is going to be the taking, the annexation of Austria. So here's Austria, Hitler's homeland. It is going to be the unification of Austria with Germany. So just like that, they gobble up Austria. Later in 38, in June to be specific, Jews are no longer allowed to own any property. That is taken away from them. In October, let me make sure I spell this right. Germany occupies the Sudetenland. This is going to be the famous talk with Neville Chamberlain. And basically what it is the parts of Czechoslovakia that border Germany, this outer edge really, where there's a lot of German-speaking people. Hitler says, we want these Germans back in the right. We want them back in the homeland. So we want to take this land from Czechoslovakia and make it part of Germany. And so now this is its own sovereign country. This is kind of, So Hitler and Neville Chamberlain of Great Britain meet, and it's called the policy of appeasement. They're going to give in to Hitler because they don't want a war. And they give him only the areas that speak 50% German or more. Now, one group that's left out of this negotiation is Czechoslovakia. So Germany and England are deciding what to do with Czechoslovakia. But Hitler has to promise that he's not going to want any more land. Well, so far, they've just been he's been taking anything he wants with no repercussion. Now, end of 39 November, we have Kristallnacht, the night of the broken glass. And that's going to be all over Germany, attacks on Jewish shops, synagogues, Jews themselves. A lot of people consider this to really be the out in the open kind of start of the Holocaust. And then we're going to jump down to March. Bohemia and Moravia, areas of Czechoslovakia are going to be taken. So this whole half is now gone. And then we skip ahead to what's called the Polish Corridor. So right here, Polish Corridor. So you got Poland right here, Germany right here. East Prussia is part of Germany, but it's cut off by the Polish Corridor. So why would Poland have this? Well, it gives them access to the Baltic Sea for trade. So Hitler said, well, this is part of our country, it's cut off. So basically, this land is taken, connecting East Prussia to the rest of Germany. Now, we've already said that Hitler was supposed to stop taking more land after. All right. So Germany had taken over the Polish corridor, connecting East Prussia to the rest of Germany. So the next item on our timeline, because Poland's freaking out pretty good at this point, is in March, the United Kingdom and France pledge to defend Poland. So France, Great Britain say, Poland, nothing else is going to happen to you. We will step in, we will stop any other aggression. In August, Germany and the Soviet Union sign a non-aggression pact. They agree not to fight each other, and also we find out later that during this, they agreed to divide Poland. So then September 1st, 1939, Germany invades Poland. They're going to stream in here from Germany into Poland. And there's a whole story behind this. They make it look like Poland actually attacked Germany, but it was really German soldiers disguised as Polish soldiers. And Poland's putting on a valiant effort, but then sweeping in is the Soviet Union attacking them from the other side. So on September 27th, Poland surrenders. And it is cut in half, and Soviet Union takes half, Germany takes half. So then into 1940, we have April, May, June, and July. So from September till April, nothing's really happening. And a lot of people call this the phony war, We know it's going to break out, we just don't know where the next move is going to be. So Hitler kind of surprises France and Great Britain in that his first attack is actually going north into Denmark and Norway. So in April, Denmark and Norway get attacked by Germany. And then in May, Germany is going to swing to the west, and they're going to attack Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, and France. The French have the Maginot Line right here, this built-up fortification, and Germany's going to go around that through the Ardennes Forest, and is going to capture Paris. So Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, and France are all attacked in May. In June, France surrenders, and then in July is going to start the Battle of Britain. So this is where Germany, with their bases in Germany and also forward air bases in France, are going to launch an air attack on Great Britain, and the goal is to knock out the Royal Air Force, and if they can knock out the Air Force, then they can start the invasion across the English Channel and knock Great Britain out of the war. And if that happens, all of mainland Europe is either controlled by Germany or, like Italy and Russia, have an alliance with Germany, and then the Nazi Party would rule all of Europe. Obviously, the Battle of Britain is a big turning point. Germany is not able to destroy the Royal Air Force, and Britain is they're gonna be attacked during the whole war, but they will not be invaded. Hopefully you guys got some of how Germany conquers other territory, and especially some of the milestones of attacks on Jews. But this is the rise of Hitler. Thanks for your time.